The Marketing Funnel Strategy Show. More leads. More sales. More predictability.
Introducing Jared Hyman, sales and marketing expert. Introducing Serena Carley, marketing and outsourcing expert.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show. Super excited for today's live interview today here with Jose. How are you doing today, Serena?
I'm doing really good, actually. I'm excited to listen to Jose's story. So we'll sit back and have a listen. If I've got any questions, I'm going to fire them at you.
Welcome to the show, Jose. It's good to have you on.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Sorry, you're cut out then, man. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yes. There's a bit of a delay.
Yes, can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So Jose is basically, he is known as the mobile home millionaire and trailer park king. He's actually completed over 400 plus mobile home transactions. He runs a program called GMHU, designed for people just like you who want to invest in the little known and extremely profitable side of real estate that not a lot of people talk about, which is mobile homes and trailer parks, man. So super excited to have you on the show and everything today. For those people that might not know anything about you, might not know you, can you maybe just share a little bit about your background, who you are, for those that don't know?
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, thank you for having me. So yeah, my name's Jose J. Garcia. Typically go by the letter J. I have been investing in mobile homes for 7 years now. I've done quite a bit of transactions. My title, I suppose, is mobile home investor, coach, and mentor. But yeah, many things that you can do with mobile homes that you cannot do with the traditional real estate. So it's allowed me to really branch out there and get deal after deal kind of thing. So I mean, from rentals to flipping them, rehabbing them, financing them, moving them. You know, you can move mobile homes, transport. That's where the whole name mobile comes from. So we're able to move these things around from park to park and different properties. And overall, we have accumulated well over 400 transactions. So we've been blessed. Yes, sir.
I was just going to ask.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah, there's that delay again. Just quickly
Go for it, Serena. There's a delay.
Mobile homes are like in actually America in comparison to, are they different to what we have in Australia? I've been to America, and I've been in the mobile home area in Georgia and Mississippi as well too, down near New Orleans. So just curious, you know.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, for the longest time, I used to think that mobile homes were an American thing. I didn't think that they were mobile homes outside of, you know, when she stepped out of it, and just kind of was, you know, concreted to that. But the more and more I speak to people over, you know, people like yourself, successful over the world, I realize that these things are everywhere, and why not? So, you know, when you think in the sense of deals and business, and I mean, it just opens that much more opportunities.
I see that. So why would someone go down the road of investing in mobile homes and trailer parks and things like that, right? So why would someone do that when they could just go to like proper real estate? I mean, real estate is like that's where everyone's told to invest, right? When you talk investing these days, people talk real estate, or people just talk stock market, etc. Why would someone look at like trailer parks, mobile homes, things like that as an investment?
Yeah, so great question on that. You know, mobile homes are named different things. You have trailer parks, you have mobile homes, you have trailers. I mean, the list goes on. I call them the hidden side to real estate that a lot of people do not know yet. And the reason behind it is they're so profitable, yet they have so little risk. Plus, you can get into mobile homes for so little money, and that's actually how I came into them. Once upon a time, I wanted to be the next mobile real estate flipper, the rehabber, the whatever, all these things you see. But when I got started, like many people, we didn't have the funds and we didn't understand the whole concept of networking people. And so it was one of those, what do I have available to me? Well, none equaled a piece of property or real estate. So we started venturing out, and somewhere in there, we picked up into mobile homes. I mean, mobile homes you can get into for a fraction of what you can real estate. But when it comes to the actual return on your investments, they're huge. And again, the risk behind them is so low that they just make sense. Another thing that people do not know is that, yes, in comparison to real estate, mobile homes are market proof. So in the event the market crashes, mobile homes stand.
Right, right. Is they're not like, is it because they're not like traditional market, like real estate and things like that? They're not affected the same way. Is that why? Or
well, in general, mobile homes, unless you get to California or areas of that nature, they are considered affordability. They're an affordable home. The demand is huge. And unfortunately, we know when the market crashes, what kind of things happen. Everybody has to live somewhere. And most people end up in a mobile home park, trailer park, or mobile home.
right, okay, okay. And so what do you like to look for when it comes to investing in trailer parks, mobile homes? Do you have like a criteria that you look for, or like what are you looking for when it comes to investing there?
So it's a bit of difference when you think of a whole trailer park, a whole mobile home park community versus just one mobile home. I mean, I look for things that I can change for the better and things that are good that cannot be changed if it was a park. That's right away key. But I mean, anything, no deal is the same. No investment is the same as with real estate. Every deal is different, but the numbers have to check out each and every time. So much like real estate, and it's a huge comparison, but what can we buy it for? How much money can we put into it? How much will it take for holding, for labor, for material? And essentially, what can we sell it for? So as long as those numbers check out and there's a profit to be made, we know this is a good investment, or it is not yet. Then we play negotiation.
Mm-hmm. And you say they're very profitable as well. So, like, would it be more? I know you probably just speak generally on this, but are they more profitable than traditional real estate? Would you say, or like if you're looking at traditional real estate flipping and things like that, it's very similar to that, or would they be more profitable, so to speak, more better return on your investment type thing, or?
Better return on your investments in the sense of percentage ROI, and I can walk you through my typical deal. But when it comes to numbers, I mean, they're smaller scale, but they're greater in. Example, where I'm located, like we mentioned, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. So in this area, I can buy a mobile home for $500 to $1,000, maybe $2,000, which is very low in comparison to real estate. This is an entire home. I can come in and put anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 into the same property, have it fully renovated, move-in ready, presentable, beautiful as I like to call them, and we can turn around and sell these same properties for $20,000, $25,000. So you see the markup in that. And then, unlike real estate, there are no banks or credit unions that loan on these properties because there's no security. A mobile home is considered really a vehicle. They have a title, much like a car, a boat, it's personal property, really. So there's no security enough for a bank to say, I will loan on it. Which this opens just that one more opportunity to us to say, we will be the bank. We will lend to somebody. We will be the financing. And then there's interest, this markup. And again, this all just adds up to that much more of a better of a deal.
Right, right. So there's like there's the side where you can be the financier essentially for somebody as well, who's doing these, like who wants to buy it, future buyers essentially.
Yeah, so future buyers are typically is somebody who needs that type of living. It's affordability. And we do have investors that we deal with. Of course, there's many. The mobile home investing has definitely grown a lot since I first got started. Once upon a time, it was very low key. There were people doing it, but it was very low key. Here over the past few years, it has really blown up, and I guess I contribute to that. I do coach people how to do this, but now, I mean, it's huge, definitely. But the end buyer is always going to be that individual who,
Okay.
So it's playing up a bit today, so there's stuff coming in, just cutting in. Keep going, Jose.
Where was I at?
About
Affordability living. That's what a mobile. When you think mobile home, think affordability living. It is not. And again, then there's stigma, of course, when you got to think of mobile home, and there's reasons why that comes out. But here's what I'll say to that. I want to add to that real quick while I'm talking on stigma. Much like real estate, mobile homes are basically the same thing. You have very nice mobile homes, you have very nice mobile home communities, and then you have not so very nice. But the same, like with real estate, you have very nice areas that have beautiful, massive real estate, and in areas that you probably don't want to hang out too long in. No different. So, but overall, again, when you think of mobile homes, think affordability living.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? If Jared hears me before he starts. I've watched a lot of, I love flippers, and I watch a lot of the American flipping shows. There's two of my favorites over there. I can't think of their name, but the woman that's got all the kids and everything like that. But them mostly houses. And I also watch Tiny Little Houses on YouTube. Love that as well too. I just think that's amazing, and I just think I want one of them one day. Just one day. But obviously, it's great, the idea of sort of traveling. So some of the tiny little homes you can put on wheels and drive around. The mobile homes I've seen in America are sort of on stilts, and yes, you can move them, but I don't think they're quite the same as just being able to be like on driving here and there and parking for a while. What do you do others besides just the mobiles that are more like ones that you can put on the back of a vehicle quite easily and constantly move, or just moving sort of once or something? Sorry, that's cutting in again.
Yeah, so I mean, a mobile home you cannot just hook up and go. I mean, you can in a sense, but mobile homes require a little bit more. When you think of like a tiny house, you're almost thinking more like a camper, something you can just hook up with your pickup truck and move it. There's not much needed. A lot of mobile homes, depending on the city, county, the state rule and regulations, they could need permits, they could need inspections. So it goes a lot into it before you say, okay, I want to move it. And then, of course, there's issues many times where you're trying to bring it in too. So no, overall, that's what we do. We've done a few campers that we don't advertise much for, but same thing, different little motto, but it's all one box, if you will. It's a box on wheels.
So you pretty much settle wherever you go. So when you do your mobile homes and everything, what are you finding that you are dealing a lot with, like real estate investment? Because it's like a real estate investment. Are most of your people that you deal with investments?
Yes, overall, we do have quite a bit of real estate investors that convert from real estate into mobile homes. The way I teach it is you don't have to change from one or the other, but add it to. Mobile homes are so profitable that there's no sense why you wouldn't. But once they transition over, they see how simple it is, and we can get into some of this closings a little bit and how easier it is to over real estate. It just becomes so much easier to do that most of them just convert into mobile homes and kind of stay. So that, and then again, up and coming entrepreneurs, because of so little risk and so little money that it takes to get into this. Maybe you will venture into parks and apartments, who knows? But it's a good way to start.
Sounds like fun, actually.
It can be. It can be. It can be a headache like anything else, but it comes with.
Yes, I think that's the same with anything, right? It's the same with absolutely anything. Anything can come with its headaches and so on through it all, right? The upside and the good times definitely, better than the downsides, right? You get a lot more of that, and it's exciting when that happens. So that's really cool. I think this is a great concept that you've got here. We haven't heard of it over here in Australia. It's usually like literally all the conversations is around is around flipping homes, right, or buying land and building on it and flipping it, that type of stuff, selling house and land package type stuff, right? Buying and selling that way, flipping, etc. Or renovate to sell. That's generally everything here in Australia, right? And there is some trailer park type mobile home areas here and there around the place, right? So, but I think it might be, by the sounds of it, an untapped market over here in Oz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe you can come over, Jose, and start it up. We'll do it together.
Glad to. Absolutely.
A lot of fire under it.
Oh, yes.
I think it would do
Love
really
it, man.
great. I think it would do really great over here. I think, if we're following behind, say, America, for example, so something that happens, outside international, it does come here at some stage. So, the fact that what you're doing, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone apart from the houses, flipping houses, the mobile homes. I think that would be awesome to start up in Australia and get cracking with it. It's just, I think it would just blow open wide.
Absolutely. And you think, as I've talked to other people in Switzerland, Germany, France, and the same thing, they say, well, we see them all over, but we don't really see anybody doing it. And, it's like, look, if they're there, they're obviously needed. And if they're needed, I mean, it's something that you can get into. It's just tapping into. So I would say have at it. I mean, it's open too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
So
actually
just
people, sorry, ladies first. Do you actually coach people in doing the rebuilding of, like, flipping and all that? Is that what your coaching is about as well?
Yes, so we have different programs. One of my favorite is where I actually get to take people out on the field, and I call that the shadow event, and that's where they get to come by my side, and I get to coach them how I invest in mobile homes. So we walk into properties that have been distressed sitting for years, some that are currently being rehabbed, and some that are already post-rehab being ready to put on the market. So they get to come and really see an insight of, okay, this is what we would fix. This is what we would change it for. Similar to, in a sense, you sound like you watch the TV shows quite a bit. So similar to, that's what we do. We take them out and live show them. I've always been a lot more of a kind of visual by your side kind of person. I can learn so much behind a screen, but when you really put it, beside me, it's like, okay, this makes sense. So that's kind of where they came from. So we have that shadow once a month where we take people, a small group of people, and we show them this. And then, of course, we have the traditional online, more book text kind of thing, and step by step on how to acquire your first, second, next, or additional deal. Some investors come to us, and I call them veterans, but like anything else, you can always learn something new or do something a little bit different for the better. So we just focus on where the student is at. We call them students, where the student is at, and we just target them from there and make them progress.
Okay.
Love that. Fantastic, man. So when it comes to investing, right? Is it purely just existing that you guys do, or do you look at starting or creating the creation of a trailer park, or start from scratch buildings, things like this as well? Do you ever go into that realm as well as part of the investment strategy, or is it just buying stress and selling? Is that what you're kind of suggesting to people as well in terms of a strategy?
So two questions there. And the first one would be, in America, you cannot build no new mobile home parks. They're not allowing that anymore, and I have been for a while, and they probably won't for I don't know how long. But what we can do, and I do coach mobile home park owners as well, is maximize your profits by growing your park. So let's say a mobile home park has 100 pads. That's the actual concrete pad under the mobile home. All right, we can visit with the city, county, state, etc., and let's see if they'll allow us to make 5 more pads, maybe 10 more pads. Can we take a double wide and get rid of it and put 2 single wides? So there's ways to maximize that, and we teach that on it as well. And then now for upcoming or new investors, I would say stick to the simple and then grow into. So for somebody new, I would say let's start with one mobile home that needs little repairs. Let's bring you in, get your feet cold, kind of show you the process, and then see how you feel after the fact. And then maybe we go into 2, 3 deals, 4 deals. Maybe we start looking into land. So it's almost like you're progressing into levels of, and not just jumping into, you can, but we have a process in place.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. I think this is great. Obviously, what you're doing. Go. That's right.
I was just going to say, I'm looking at one of you've got some offers in there for Macon, Georgia, Albany, Ackworth, whatever. And it says here that, for a small investment of I think it's 8,000, your ROI is 700.49%, annual 178.85%. Is that like an average for everything, or is it a couple of these special style?
So that is traditional what you see. Now, those numbers are a little bit above, but I've been doing this for 7 years, so I've been able to maximize my profits that much more. But on average, you do see returns on your investment percentage of 300-400% and more.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Jared, we're going to America to do some business.
You can do that where you're at. But we'd love to have you.
I think if it was here, I don't know what the difference would be being Australia. Like when you do this and you buy one of these, are you already buying it on land, or do you have to buy it and then put it on land somewhere?
Either or, but traditionally we start with, so we visit mobile home parks. We visit community parks, and every community park that has multiple mobile homes, it doesn't even have to be considered a park. Many times somebody may have a piece of land with 10 acres and they may have 20 mobile homes on it. Well, out of those 20, there's probably one that is very beat up. They don't really care to deal with it. Just kind of just sits there. After a while, it just becomes comfortable. We don't deal with that one. Well, I, as an investor, let me deal with this one. So we come in and we make it a win-win situation. You sell me this home for a little to nothing. I will come in, invest in it, make it beautiful, maximize your park. Now you can start collecting money from it every month again, and everybody wins.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
How does that look over here in Australia, Jared? Like, it's I know they have caravan parks here. I don't know, like, that's a possibility to even look at people that might have extra land on caravan parks to start looking at mobile homes, or maybe some, already do, or you've got, maybe farmers or someone on the outskirts that are struggling or whatever that have a lot of land. I wonder if they'd be able to just plonk all these homes on there and start a new business, in simple terms.
Yeah, I know. Here in Australia, they've got they have got caravan parks. But then they've got the like some of them are stationary, right? Like they don't move. They've got like little things around them to make them look like an actual home and stuff like that as well. So and they don't move, right? So I think I think we call them like caravan parks, I think, over here, rather than probably trailer parks and stuff like that. So, and there's a lot of those around. There's a lot of them in, outside of sort of the major metropolitan areas. There's a lot of them in small towns and things like that as well. Like from where I'm from in Tasmania, there's one in a place called Ulverston that's about 20 to 25 minutes away. And we used to go there like I went there probably half a dozen times when I was a kid. So from our house to visit people and things like that as well. So there was one there, and I'm pretty sure you could just buy some of those. I know there was one as well, probably about 10 minutes from my house as well, which was like across the river when I lived in Tassie as well. So there was quite a few there, and I think there was some for sale in that like caravan park type thing as well at one stage. So yeah, like there's definitely some over here. I have seen them as I've been racking my brain to think, okay, cool, where are they over here? And yeah, there's quite a few. I'm not sure about Perth because I don't really come across them here in Perth or go near them here in Perth. I know there is some in other towns and stuff like that outside of Perth. So yeah, I think there's plenty of opportunity here. There's lots going on, I think. So do you ever work many with international type people as well? Like, do you work with people internationally much?
I have to some extent, but it's all been here. The more I'm hearing you talk, and the more I'm thinking, like, I would love to almost branch out, because in America it's the same thing. State to state market is, yes, the numbers change like anything else. Real estate, some are higher, some are lower. It is what it is, but it's the same thing across the board. But I'm thinking if you were to invest overseas or something like this in Australia, there is so many opportunities, and I can list just even a few from thinking one small community. Here there are some, again, depending on where they're located, but many times you can rent an entire mobile home to a family. Sometimes you can rent rooms individually. Then you have the Section 8, which is considered here more like affordable government kind of assistance. And then you have Airbnb. All these things get done in mobile homes. So that just opens that many opportunities for any investor to come in and say, okay, this one I wanted to make it an Airbnb maybe. This one I want to rent out rooms once a week. It just depends on what the community allows. But there are so many opportunities right there that a lot of real estate investors don't realize. And again, the numbers may be smaller, but the percentage in ROIs, that's where we look at, and the numbers always check out.
The benefits of actually this, even for the homeless, they could set up a or for the lower income people, for people who have land available extra on their houses, they can plonk one on there and have a rental separate from their own house, rather than, there's so much potential to do stuff like that.
Absolutely.
How did you start out doing this? What were you like, your very first one to get, and when did you actually turn it into like a million? What happened? What was the transformation?
You said one thing there before I asked you a question, and that was you can get back to those. And that's actually one of the things that we mentioned when we coach people is we're not with GMHU, we don't just build another real estate investor. We're building you to be able to give back, because that's what you do when you provide affordability living. So that one's definitely huge. But when I first got started, I was chasing houses, stick built. And again, I had low funds, no funds. I had no way of networking. I didn't even know what networking meant. So it was basically, what can I afford? Well, I couldn't afford another house. So bottom line, that was out. So I stumbled upon mobile homes and realized, well, I can do the same thing. Same thing. It's a house is a house. And I grew up in mobile homes. So, but of course, you didn't realize this from an investing side. It was just a house was a house kind of thing. And the more I started looking into it, which I invested way too much on my first deal because it was all try and error kind of thing. I can say this. I have not lost out on a deal in a mobile homes. Some are great, some are not so good, but I've always made all my money back. So, and again, that's because of how low the risk is. When you come in with so little money, I mean, even if you have to turn one into a rental for a year, 2 years, you're going to get your money back and then start, getting the profits from passive income. But I started with no funds. I got my first deal, kind of stumbled, just started calling mobile home parks, and bunch of no's. We don't do that here. I don't even remember what I was saying. But finally, one park said, sure, I have multiple that are just sitting there. If you want to come and put money into them, we can talk. So I jump up at the opportunity, of course, and it was only about 30 minutes from my home. So that was a good thing. I still had a corporate job at the time, and I started, and it was nightmares. And nobody was doing it. So again, I was trying to do what people were doing in real estate in a mobile home. So I kind of just went with my gut. It checked out, finally was rehabbed. I lost multiple contractors, probably same as here, is contractors don't want to work. I ended up rehabbing it myself, 3/4 of it. I just did it with what I knew handyman like. And I said, okay, now it's ready to go in the market. Then come the what ifs. Well, who's going to want this thing? Nobody wants to live here. So then there was those doubts. And but after about a couple of weeks, somebody just said, I'll rent it. I want to rent this home. Okay. It is one thing once you invest in them, but when you close on it, like in this case, even though it was a rental, and you collect money, that little, okay, I can do this. And then we go up to another one and another one. And then we started multiplying. That first year, I ended up having 10 rentals that I rehabbed most of them myself, which ended up doing great because I know now, how to teach people how to do things. But it was a lot of work that went into that. And then from there, we just kept going and kept going.
So like any business, you have to do a lot of work to sort of start it off, and you have to put in a lot of time. You've got to build it to the way you want. You've got to build it to where you want it to be. But then eventually you get to the point, okay, so I'm stagnant now. I've gone as far as I can on my own and done so much. Now I can multiply and get other people in to, teach, I guess, as you're doing, and then increase the business. But then you take a little bit of a step back and oversee it and more delegate, which then creates a lot more, a bit like franchising to a certain degree, but not, the same, when people want to get their business out there but not be the ones fully involved with it. So it sounds amazing. Sorry, Jared, I'm just really excited, so I've been cutting in over you.
Well, this is all like a new concept to both of us, right? Like it's just something that we'd never thought of, and hence the reason why we wanted to do this interview as well, so like other people can see what's possible, right? Looking outside the box. because, marketing for us, right, we look at things differently from one person to another person, right? Like we look at what goes on in another industry and go, okay, cool, well, how can we bring it into this industry and all that type of stuff, right? And it's the same thing, everyone's talking real estate here in Australia, and, there's a lot of area, like Perth's market's gone up quite considerably, right, for the first time in many years, right? I've been watching homes go down since 2015 here in Perth, actually 2013 here in Perth. And, everyone's talking real estate this way, but, what if there's another angle, there's another way to do it other than the ways everyone's talking about at the moment, right? And we get, YouTube and Facebook and ads and all this type of stuff popping up every day with real estate investing and all that sort of stuff. But, hey, here's another angle now that you can look at things that is lower risk, less money, and, potential there for higher returns and stuff like that as well. If you were to multiply that as well, you can quite quickly make it, a full-time gig essentially, right? Of just investing in this type of, investing, so just something very different, which is really cool.
Absolutely. Like I said, don't take away, simply add it to. I have not seen one investor that comes into mobile homes and leaves. They may keep their real estate going, and that's plenty fine, but I don't think I've ever seen somebody say mobile homes are not for me. The numbers are just too good.
Yeah, they seem really good. So, which is cool. Awesome, man. So, Serena, you got something
Yeah, I was just
you'd
going
like
to
to add?
ask, like when you first started 7 years ago to now, has the price increased, or is it sort of still the same, or has it gone up and gone down, or gone up and then gone down? What's it like?
So the biggest change that we've seen when it comes to mobile homes is the material. The material has definitely escalated. Now, that's a whole process that we teach how to invest, because it starts with that. It starts with where you buy your material. So that's huge alone. But we've seen a change in that. Now, every mobile home park, I should have added too. So the way a mobile home park operates is every pad, they charge a lot rent. So every month for that piece of property, that piece of land itself, they charge you almost like an RV camper type of site is to have the mobile home on top of it. You have to pay monthly. So those numbers we've seen every year, they go up a little bit, and they keep on going up until a recession correction kind of thing. But those numbers have gone up, which means that we have to keep on going up on that and keep above it. So the profits are still there. But as sense of the actual mobile homes, not too much, even in the sense of numbers. No, that they kind of stayed similar to a little bit here and there, but not enough to really say a change.
Okay. And when you changed it into, like, you stopped doing all the hard work, and then you saw that there was an opportunity there to take this out to other people, and then you've included, like, your coaching and everything like that. How did you get that idea, and how did you start it? I guess, like, what I know, you take people out and everything. You take them through the whole process, do you? So you're coaching their mindset as well as their pockets and future investment. What's the wrap on that? The wrap.
You're saying, how did I get into coaching more so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So when the more I started doing this, the more I started visiting also the local RIA, the real estate, the networking groups, teams, that sort of thing, people connections. And of course, when I first got started and I would speak about mobile homes, it was almost like speaking alien. Nobody really knew. It was kind of a stigma kind of thing. But again, over the years, it has grown and people have seen numbers. So the more I talked, the more people, it really became more of a suggestion. You should really start teaching that. That sounds interesting. You seem to know, kind of thing. So more and more. And then I kind of started taking people, okay, I didn't charge them anything. It was more so like, well, let me just show you how this kind of works, kind of thing. And it just sooner or later, it became evident that the more I did it, the more people wanted to know. It was time for that, almost in a sense, kind of get back and start teaching people. And it's something that I really enjoy. It's a hobby. I enjoy it. And I love watching people be successful. So it kind of came hand in hand.
I saw also that, you keep talking about giving back, which I love, because it's really important in life also, especially with where we are at now and where the future's coming. I saw you gave away a home for Mother's Day, which I think was amazing. That was so awesome.
Yeah, so that's something we've tried to do for a while now. And we actually gave the keys on Mother's Day, the day before Mother's Day, where we had a shadow event. It was one of these events. We brought the lady in who had won the home, and we actually present her the actual home on the first or second week of June. So the home has been going through and is being rehabbed at this time, but it will be fully furnished, fully move-in ready. And come first or second week of June, we will actually present her the home. So yeah, pretty big on that. We love we did that, and we hope that we keep doing it. And the biggest thing is to get people to do the same. So yeah, absolutely, we can all give back more, and we can all use more love in this world at this time.
I see you have a big heart there. It's popping out of your shirt at the moment. And I know we have something else in common as well, you know, being coached by JT Fox. I'm not sure how long you've sort of been involved, but how did you catch up with him, and how did he go like with your business? Because I know he's very big into real estate as well.
Well, I wouldn't be here without JT. I met JT about 4 years ago through a legacy, another education field that I was taking at the time. Kind of really connected with him immediately. And I mean, there's so many things I do with him at this time. We are actually closing on a mobile home park together in less than a month with JT, Paulie, and them. So we stay in contact pretty good, but he has definitely taken my business to the next level and always pushing me. And that's what a coach does. A coach pushes you. And the reason that I've grown more and more is him. He just pushes and pushes. And even when you're not ready, he pushes. So, and that's what you have to do. Step out of the comfort zone and just keep going.
Yep. Cool. Well, I hope we get to come to America and meet you at some stage. But if not, then maybe you can come to Australia, and even Bali on the way, where I am as well. So I was thinking about mobile homes for Bali, but it's a bit of a different culture here, and most of it's built in stone.
Absolutely. Yes.
Anyway, I'll shut up now, Jared.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, it's all good. Nothing more. I think like what if somebody was looking to maybe invest in some mobile homes, or someone was like, hey, this interview was fantastic. I'd love to learn some more. I'd love you to help me, Jose. How would they reach out to you? What would they do? Where would they go from here?
Yeah, so absolutely love to teach new people. So the best way to contact me is through my email, which they can do at the letter J at symbol Garcia. That's GARCIA, the letter MHU.com. People can also visit my website at GarciaMHU.com, where they can see a lot of these things, coachings, and email me directly from there.
Too fast for me.
I'm sorry. Which one do you want me to repeat? So the email, one more time. I do speak fast. That's JT's doing it again. Put me in a hurry.
It's so good. I got it. J at Garcia AMHU.
MHU. So it's Garcia, and then it's the letter M for mobile home, HU.com.
.com. Got it.
Yeah. Beautiful. So you guys heard it there. Make sure you reach out to Jose if you love what he's putting down here today. If you found it valuable, shoot him an email across to the one here we got in the comments, J at GarciaMHU.com. And, jump across to his website there as well. And Serena and I both clicking on it at the same time and hiding it.
There it is.
To the website. There it is. We got there. And yeah, go and check it out. Reach out to him. He'll be able to help you out with this today as well. I think, it's a great concept myself personally. And, we only bring people that are experts in their field across here onto the show, as you guys know. So reach out to Jose if you're wanting to learn a little bit more around how you can build yourself a portfolio and, invest into mobile homes. It's best that you go straight to the horse's mouth and actually get the information first and how to do it, and then start taking action and so on from there. And, thanks so much for jumping on today, Jose. Really, really appreciate you being on and being able to share your knowledge today with everybody too. Can tell you've been doing this for quite a while, man. And, feel blessed to have you on the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Absolutely.
Fantastic. So you guys seen it best. Jump on, reach out to Jose. We'll see you guys on Friday for the next episode of the show. So make sure that you tune in 1 p.m. Perth time on Friday, and we'll be coming to you live with some more knowledge bombs, right? Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Speak to you soon.
All right.
Bye.